All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're looking at the review. I'm going to borrow this. We're going to look at the review. Now, the review is different than the quiz. We're going to reflect over line 2 first, then over line 1. Your quiz is going to be what? Line 1, then 2. Okay, just like you've done on your practice ones. This is just set up to look different. Okay, when you see two parallel lines, the first thing you're going to do is draw a perpendicular line. Please pay attention to this, guys. That means put your phones away. Pay attention. Okay, I draw that perpendicular line. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to set up A to line 2. I'm going to put X. Okay, you have 3 choices at this point. You can put your patty paper down, trace it, and flip it over. That's totally fine to do. Okay, just remember with your patty paper, you do have to peel back and right underneath because I want the answer on the paper. If that does not work for you, you can staple your patty paper, but I'd rather on the paper. I like the mirror because it shows up real clearly and you can simply mark it down. You do not need to have the whole triangle there, but if it makes sense to you. But you do not need either of those. Okay? You know on one side of your line it has to look like what's on the other. Okay? So first we reflect A over line 2, giving us X. I'm going to make the distance between A and line 1 Y. Okay? Just because I know it's a different distance. Then I'm going to reflect the whole thing over to get A double prime. And I know it is Y, X, X away. Okay? The most important part, you get each of these problems are worth 8 points. Right here, you would get half your points. Okay? The other half is I have to write down line 1 to line 2 is X plus Y. You can put Y plus X, I don't care. And A to A double prime. Okay? A to A double prime, what do I see in there? I see 2 X's and 2 Y's. This right here is worth half your points. So you need to write that down. Yes?
Where did you get the y-axis?
This y-axis right here? Okay. If I put my mirror right here on line 1, I have to all the way here to A image or A prime. All of this stuff on this side, I have to have on the other. Okay? All right. Let's turn the page. The next page is the one I saw most often blank. So let's go over that one real well. Okay. First thing I'm going to do is draw that perpendicular line. Okay. I'm going to label the distance between A and line 1 X, and line 1 and line 2, I'm going to label it Y. Okay? Everything on this side of line 2 has to be on this side of line 2. So here is A prime, X and Y. Okay. Now, I've got everything on this side. I want everything over here, over here. So I already have an X, so that X is going to go on top of this. I'm going to end up with 2Y. And A double prime doesn't even show up on my paper. That's okay. Right, I'm just going to put it at the very end. So right there, that would give me 4 points. Remember, I have to do, to get full credit, line 1 to line 2 is Y. See, between there is Y. And A to A double prime, 2Y. Remember, you need to double this to get there. Yes?
Why don't you have an X?
Because I don't have an X between them. Okay?
Wait,
Yes.
why didn't the X, either of the X's go that way?
Okay, so do you guys agree that this is X? I have a Y, and an X, right? On this side, do I have an X and 2 Y's?
Yeah.
Okay. So this X went right on top of this. Like if I was to trace this with my patty paper, let's say I put this in a different order, because it doesn't really matter. Okay? If I trace all of this, Y, Y, and X, I can put it right on top of there. That X goes right on top of it. Does that make sense? All right, let's look at the next page. Okay, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a line from A to my point of intersection. Okay. I'm going to label A to line 1 X, and line 1 to line 2, I'm just going to label it Y. Okay. I'm reflecting all of this over line 2. So that's Y, X, here's A prime. Okay. Then I'm taking all of this, everything right here, and reflecting it over line 1. So see how this X is right here? It's going to go right on top of that. And I'm going to end up with Y, Y. Okay. I would get 4 points for this. I have to say line 1 to line 2. What's between line 1 and line 2? What's between line 1 and line 2? Look at it again. Y. What's between A to A double prime? 2Y. Is this double of this? Then you know you did it right. If this A to A double prime is double line 1 to line 2, then you're good. Okay. Remember, these are going to look different on your quiz because first we reflect over line 1, then we reflect over line 2. Okay. All right, let's do the back. Okay, again, a straight line from A to the point of intersection. I'm going to say between line 1 and A is X, and between A and line 2 is Y. You could do it the other way. It doesn't matter. You could put W. You could put whatever.
Does it matter which Y is like? It wouldn't matter if that was Y now.
Nope, not even a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to reflect it over line 2. We get A prime. We bring the Y with us. We don't need to bring the X, right? Because we're only taking A over. Okay, now I'm going to take A prime back over line 1. Okay, so I need to take all of this, X, Y, Y, all the way over. X, Y, Y. There's A double prime. Okay, remember, see what I have on this side of line 1? X, Y, Y, so I've got to have X, Y, Y on the other side. Okay. Line 1 to line 2 is what, guys? What's in between line 1 and line 2? What's in between A to A double prime? 2X plus 2Y, yep. Is that double? Yes. So we're good. Make sure you're going not from line 1, but from A to A double prime. Okay. All right. Any other questions before we start this quiz? Now remember, the quiz is going to say reflect over line 1 first, then line 2.